guys, it's your girl Momo the Goth. Today I'm going to be talking about another story about Bloody Mary. So, I don't fuck with that bitch. But anyway, this story is going to be mostly about my friends doing a mirror trick. I have done a mirror trick a few times. I think I said in the last video. I'm pretty sure I'm posting that video before this one. Sorry. I did it. Nothing happened to me. I might have been attacked in my dreams because when I used to do the knuckle Bloody Mary thing, I would get attacked in my dreams. If you want to know more about that, watch the previous video. But like I said, I can't remember if when I did the mirror one, I got attacked in my dreams or not. But I know I didn't see anything. Luckily, I didn't see anything, because that would scare me shitless. Like, if I would have been scared and saw some shit, it would have took me, like, at least a good-ass decade to get over it. And even then, I probably would never get over it. Me and my friends were watching Paranormal Activity. It was 2011, and I was turning 14. It was my 14th birthday. And it was me. I guess I don't want to say their name. I guess it doesn't matter, but I know people usually don't say their names of people, but whatever. It's not really relevant. But it was my 3 homegirls. I think there's maybe 5 kids there, including me, but there's 3 specific ones. And I think, speaking of 3, I think it was the 3rd Paranormal Activity. I could be wrong, but I think it was the 3rd one, where I think they tried to do the mirror trick. And, all this crazy shit happens because it's fucking Paranormal Activity. Looking back at Paranormal Activity, I'm like, I feel like it's boring. Maybe it's not. I'm gonna have to look at it now, because I haven't looked at it in years. Like, when scary shit would happen, it would be like, oh, holy shit. But I don't like the whole, like, you're going through, and it's like, because it's just a lot of boring filler of just normal shit and poor CCTV footage as quality, and I don't like that shit. Sorry, I'm trying to unfuck my hair. Something wrong with it. Anyway, so yeah, they saw that, and they're like, oh, I want to do that. I want to see if something happens. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm looking at myself, and I see stuff, and I'm just starting to adjust my look. So yeah, they're like, oh, well, let's do that. And then they asked me if I wanted to do it. And I said, hell no. Y'all gonna do it yourself. You know what? Like, if it was me now, dog, I would, hell no. Hell no, don't do that shit in my bathroom. I'm gonna whoop your ass. But, I was like, you guys can do it. I'm not doing it. I'm scared. Because I have my run-ins with that bitch. I'm good. I already know what's up. Okay, street cred. Okay, like, street cred, whatever. You good. You got it. I'm not doing that shit. So they go in. They do the mirror trick. And I don't remember how they did it. I'm curious. You know what? I still talk. No, I don't really talk to her. But, and I don't know if she would remember. But I kind of want to ask her if she does remember. And if she remembers what she did. Because I'm wondering if they ran water. Because there's different variations to the trick. So I'm wondering if they did more or less, whatever. Doesn't matter. But you want to know what happened when they did the trick? Nothing. Nothing happened. They're just like, I don't think anything happened. I'm going to have to ask, but from what I remember, I don't think anything came of it. And I don't remember how long it was after, but we started having Paranormal Activity. So what I think happened is, because I don't think I made a YouTube video about it, of my theory about Bloody Mary. I don't think it's a single, I don't know if she would be considered a demon. We're going to categorize her under demon. I don't know, because they said it was a queen, so I don't know if the mirror demon is, because I'm like, okay, if it is the queen that would cut off the heads and stuff that we're summoning, I don't think that's categorized under demon. That's probably just a malicious spirit. Because a demon is something that's never lived before. I don't think a human spirit can turn into a demon. Maybe. I'm sorry. Okay, so sometimes I have like phantom smell. Sometimes I smell things, but I'm not actively smelling them. It's like my brain is triggered and I start smelling something. And I started smelling something stink, and I was like, I didn't fart. But unless it's my breath or something, I didn't really eat today. Cardi B was like, there ain't nothing worse than that smell when you don't eat or some shit. So I'm like, unless it's that. But I don't think it's that. something triggered my brain, I guess. But I got a little freaked out because they say like if you smell like a stink, that means it's like a bad spirit. Because for some reason, a bad spirit, they don't always smell, but they say that they carry like an odor sometimes, or they manifest as an odor. I don't know if that's to get your attention or if that's naturally what happens because whatever, they're so strong that they manifest. I don't know. Anyway, that's not the point. Shit, I lost my train of thought. I'm so sorry. Do 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 do. Okay, they did the trick. Okay, we have manifestation. I mean, I guess physical manifestation of whatever the fuck they did. So my aunt experienced more than I did, but I know there's some shit in the house because what I experienced was I was walking up on my cat. We had a calico named Lady B. My aunt got rid of her. Oh, it was my first cat. It was my baby. But she was cute. I know she went to a good home. I don't even want to talk about it anymore because I'm going to be sad. But at the time, and Lady B was a big cat. She used to be the running litter, but she was fat. She was a fat cat. And, you know, usually some cats will, you know, just sit there and let you pick them up. But even with my cats now, I think Lady B ran more. But with my cats, if I'm going to pick them up, sometimes they'll flop over, but a lot of times they'll kind of like run a little bit or like walk. They see you walking towards them and they just kind of walk. I don't know why the hell they do that. But usually with Lady B, she kind of runs off a little bit. So I would chase her a little bit. She didn't really like to be picked up all that much. But I wanted to pick her up because I'm a kid and she's my cat. It was a hallway. And it was a dark hallway because the lights wasn't on and it was nighttime. I think the hallway would have been dark anyway because I don't think there's any natural lighting in that hallway. There was no windows or whatever. Just a whole bunch of rooms and all the room doors were closed. So maybe it was a night, but I think it was because I think it was after school. So this happened about 2011 and we were in Tolleson, Arizona. Because I think another thing my cousin said was maybe because, you know, in Arizona sometimes it's Indian burial grounds and stuff. I don't know if that's like the whole state of Arizona or if it's just specifically where like the natives are in the reservations. I'm not sure. But a lot of times they say that if you're on the East Coast and there's, you know, hauntings and shit, they say sometimes the native spirits are pissed the fuck off. I think my cousin once said that maybe when they did that, maybe one of those spirits responded. I don't know if that's the case. Anyway, I was walking towards my cat to pick her up. And usually she scampers off, like I said. She was like this. Like, I walked up to her, I was like, Lady B! I just kind of looked, I was like, what the fuck? But she's not having no reaction. I'm looking at her, I kind of pat her side, she's still not having any reaction. And she's real focused on something. I looked, there ain't shit there. I'm like, oh, something's wrong. I just felt it. That shit is not normal for her. I was like, oh no, she sees something I don't see. There's something there. There's something fucking there. But nothing else came of that. Eventually I just picked her up and I was kind of looking, I was like, oh, okay. We're going in the living room where the TV's on and I'm gonna watch regular show and act like that shit ain't happened because it's 2011 and regular show is actively playing. So my aunt also said that she felt Lady B jump on the bed one night. You would think, okay, that's what cats do. They hop on the bed. When she looked, the cat was already asleep. Like, it wasn't like she waited and looked. Like, as soon as she hopped on the bed, she looked. But the cat was, like, dead sleep. Like, she'd been asleep for a while. So she was like, what the fuck? And, like I said, my cat was not, I think I said, my cat's not small. Or, I don't have her no more. But she was a big, fat cat. So she's hopping on bed. It's like, thunk. You know? So she felt something, thunk, on the bed. But the cat's already there. What the fuck? Gone to bed. And then she kept asking me, she asked me like 3 or 4 nights. I don't think it was in a row, but it would be every now and then. She would be like, were you in the kitchen? And I was like, no, I was asleep. And plus she would yell at me probably anyway if I did go in the kitchen for something. Maybe for water she probably wouldn't, but like if I was like trying to eat at midnight, she would probably whoop my ass. The fuck? I was like, no, I was in no kitchen. And she was like, I keep hearing dishes rattle, and it was just me and her. We had other people live in the house at the time, but at that time, there's no one else there. It was just me and her. And she was like, it sounds like someone's opening the cupboard and taking out a plate. It's like, you know how it sounds when the plates rustle? She said that's what it sounds like. So I was like, oh, something wrong then. So she called my cousin in Virginia. I don't fuck with her no more. But my cousin's slightly clairvoyant or psychic or whatever. I don't know if she's psychic. So I think psychic is like, you predict the future, I guess. Or maybe I'm wrong about that. Anyway, she can see spirits and shit. She can hear shit. But I think it's only to a degree because she's also a fucking liar. She lies a lot. So I'd be having a hard time differentiating when she's telling me something or she's saying she sees or hears something and it's the truth or not. But that's not relevant. Either way, she knows about spiritual shit a little bit. I will say that. So she just told us burn some fucking sage. My aunt burned some sage. I don't remember my aunt said prayer or anything. But, you know, she burnt the sage. Maybe she said a prayer. She's Christian, so she probably did say something. And we didn't have any more paranormal activity. I'm also curious to see what sage she burnt, because there's different sages, and they say it's for different shit, and then there's white sage, but I think everyone's like, don't use white sage because the natives, and only natives can use white sage, and it's banned from everybody else because the natives would be pissed off if you used it or something. I think it's white sage, and I think that's what they were saying. I think because it's a limited resource or something, I don't know. Anyway, that was my story with the Bloody Mary thing. Might have been a little underwhelming, but going through it's a little fucked up. Not fucked up, but it's like scary. I don't know. It just, your heart starts beating a little faster. Your stomach drops a little bit. When it's like, oh no. Like, especially, I would have probably shit myself. I would have been really freaked out if I looked and thought the cat had jumped on the bed and she was already asleep. I'd be like, oh hell no, something's in this house. And I don't remember if there was anything else. But those are the main events that I remember. She maybe went through other things. All I remember is the cat. I saw that the cat was like peeping some shit. But yeah, that's my story. If you guys like it, please feel free to give a like, leave a comment. Have you guys ever did the mirror trick before? Have you guys ever had things happen after you did the mirror trick? Because like I said, that's what happened for me. My friends didn't experience anything during, but after they left and shit, it was my house, so they done summon some shit. I don't know what the fuck they done summon. I'm trying to think, fuck. Because I made other videos, so now I'm wondering if I mentioned this or not. I think I did. That I wasn't sure if Bloody Mary is a demon or whatever the fuck, but the mirror is a portal. So when you're doing it, it might not necessarily summon that specific thing. Although I'm confused because they say a spirit or whatever can be in multiple places at once. Because, you know, they're not physical. They can... And then they say time when you're dead doesn't work the same. I don't know. This shit confuses me. So maybe it is you're summoning her, but I think there might be spirits in the area or some shit. That's why I also mentioned the burial ground thing. I don't know if there was like a malicious spirit, maybe from the native burial grounds, if we were on one. I don't know how that works. I don't think so. They were saying that, like, I think Tolleson and where we were at were just a whole bunch of crops. So, I don't know. I don't know if it was a native that was pissed off and it was like that negative energy, and then like you're trying to like call something that's negative, like you already know, like you're thinking with the intention as you're running the water and doing all the mirror shit and saying the name, you're intending to bring through some scary shit. So scary shit's gonna respond. But like I said, I don't know if it's a native. I'm not gonna put that on them and act like the native spirits are always bad or mad or whatever the fuck. I don't know. I can understand why they'd be pissed off. But that's just something I throw out there. I don't know if maybe that summoned one that was either pissed off because it's like that negative energy. You're calling in something that's going to scare the shit out you. It's kind of that energy. But another thing I was going to say in general, I think there's just malicious spirits and demons around. Malicious spirits probably being like people that passed on. Because they say demons never walked this earth in a physical format. Maybe they possessed somebody, but they were never born as a human or anything else. That's what I hear. That's why I say maybe demons or spirits. But I think they just be around. You know how with vampires, you have to tell them you may come in? I think it's something like that with demons. I was watching Hoarders and the guy said that because the girl was like, oh my god, there's demons. And she had a fucking cat skull and shit. And the brother was like, I believe the demons exist, but I don't think they're going to just come in your house unless you invite them in. So I think maybe there might be them in the area. They might be bored or trying to fuck with you, or they might just be pissed and just evil. And then they see an opening when you're doing the mirror trick or whatever the fuck, and then they come through and they just whatever. So I don't know. Anyway, if you guys like it, subscribe, like, comment. I also do music, Lucille Carbonate, or I'm trying to do music. Follow me on all the platforms on there. If you want to see my art, it will be Momo the Goth art. So you just add art on the back of it and you'll see all my art stuff. So yeah, guys, let me know your experiences. Bye.